Now, let's turn to M&A. There's been a 13% increase this year in deals for public safety technology companies. Our Alex Barinka joins us now from San Francisco with more on the latest such transaction. Alex?
Thanks, Scarlett. Vista and Bain Capital are the latest contributors to that uptick. The two private equity firms have agreed to combine 3 of their portfolio companies, Superion, Aptian, and TriTech, into one to sell software to police departments, prisons, and other government agencies. Joining me now from San Diego is Simon Angove, who will serve as CEO of the combined company. Simon, how'd this deal come together?
So we've been exploring this deal for about a year now, and it became pretty obvious that by combining these 3 companies, we could create a market leader that was exclusively focused on innovating for the public sector. We're going to have the broadest suite of software solutions for public safety and public administration agencies, and we're now going to have the geographic reach to bring that innovation to agencies of all size across all 50 states and in Canada as well. You know, never has there been a more important time to bring innovation to the public sector.
And Simon, you're right. The rhetoric out there around public safety has gotten louder, but that doesn't always mean an actionable increase in spending dollars when it comes to government spending. Are you seeing actual incremental spending by the clients you sell into, the municipalities, the police departments, when it comes to their focus on public safety?
So you hit the nail on the head, Alex, which is, you know, violent crime is still a problem in most American communities. According to the FBI, the number of active shooter instances has grown 30-fold since the year 2000, yet the staffing levels in most public safety agencies have been flat during that period. So the challenge for most police chiefs is how do they combat rising crime with fewer resources? And that's where we see a critical role for innovative technology to act as a force multiplier and make sure that they're most effectively using those emergency responders.
So rolling up 2 companies is hard enough. You are now looking at 3 that you're combining here. When you do look at the opportunities going forward, as you've said, scale is to your advantage, but are there other spots, other fights that you'll be picking as you try to gain share in this very fragmented section of the software industry?
I think we're going to have the broadest portfolio of solutions to meet almost all the needs of agency customers. What we're also going to have is one of the country's largest networks of public safety agencies. And what we're going to be able to foster is more cooperation across those agencies. For example, being able to share 911 dispatch across county lines. So if there's a police officer or a fire truck that is closer in that other jurisdiction to an emergency, they're going to be able to respond more quickly. But also a much larger set of data that is going to be mined to be able to look for patterns in crime where that crime may have crossed a county line.
The tech sector is learning very quickly here the need to have a relationship with the current administration. As you do look forward in terms of your sales process, is it prudent for you to back certain political candidates? Are there certain people who you are behind because they've seemed to be enthusiastic about increasing spending at some of your public sector customers?
Look, we don't really see that it's a very politicized process. Maybe that will change in the future. But what we can say is that if you want to get re-elected as a mayor, it's not how well the trees are trimmed in the park. It's absolutely going to be a rise in violent crime. So we are seeing strong demand for our public safety solutions in particular, so that mayors have better ways to combat crime in their cities.
And Simon, when I see a roll-up like this, the question does come to mind, does this mean peak asset values for what the private equity companies are looking at? You said this deal started coming about a year ago. That's right around when Vista bought your company, Superion, for $850 million. Are we seeing peak private equity right now? Did you get any read-through of that from your backers as this whole scenario came together?
I don't think we've reached the peak in the public sector software. As you said, it's such a fragmented market. It's a market that has enormous opportunity. If you look at technology spending for state and local government in the US, it's over $100 billion. It's the single largest software market in the world. So private equity saw the opportunity that we see, that this is a highly attractive space with strong demand for the kinds of solutions that we bring to bear. And with a combination of these 3 companies, we're much better positioned to pursue it.
Simon Angove, CEO of this newly combined company, thank you for joining me, guys.